Hello students, we have completed exercise 8.2 and before starting exercise 8.3, I want to explain you some other applications of percentage which you will use in the next exercise. Okay, so first of all, I will explain you about profit and loss. Students, in profit and loss, whenever we buy any product from a shop, we pay some money to the shopkeeper. But do you know, the shopkeeper buys the same product at a relatively cheaper price than what is paid by us. However, sometimes the shopkeeper may also lose some money in the transaction. Okay, let's understand some related terms. So first term which I am going to explain you, that is cost price. Cost price. Now what is cost price? Student, the price at which the shopkeeper buys a product is called its cost price. Okay, what is cost price? The price at which the shopkeeper buys a product is called its cost price. Okay, in short we show CP. And after this I will tell you about selling price. Okay, selling price. What is cost price? The price at which the shopkeeper buys a product is called its cost price, and selling price, the price at which the shopkeeper sells a product is called selling price. Okay, the price at which the shopkeeper, the price at which the shopkeeper sells a product, is called selling price, and in short we show it as SP. Okay, and after CP and SP I will tell you now about profit. It is clear from the word only, profit or gain. The gain made by the shopkeeper on selling a product, is called profit. Okay, so what is profit? The gain made by the shopkeeper on selling a product is called profit. Okay, now after this comes loss. Now, what is loss? Loss, the money lost on selling a product is termed as loss. Okay? The money lost on selling a product is termed as loss. Okay? And one more thing we can say, if SP is greater than CP, then the transaction results in profit, and if CP is greater than SP, then loss is incurred. Okay? So here, if SP is more than CP, in this case, in this transaction, what is there? Profit. Okay? Why profit? Because selling price is more than cost price. Okay? And if if CP is more than SP, in this case, means if cost price this is more than SP, in this case, what will happen? Loss. Okay? Now students, to find profit, loss or its percent, we use the following formula which I am going to explain you now. For profit, first I will tell you formula for profit, and then formula for loss, and then profit percentage, and after this I will tell about loss percentage. Now see the formula for this all. Here, in case of profit, SP is more than CP. Okay, so formula will be profit is equals to SP minus CP. And in case of loss, CP is more than SP. Okay, so here CP minus SP. Students, if you have to calculate profit percent, so first of all, you will know about profit. Okay, and after knowing profit, you can find profit percent, and CP also you have to know, because in the formula you have to use profit and CP both for profit percent. Now see the formula. What is the formula to calculate profit percent? See very carefully, students. Profit upon CP into 100. Okay. And for loss percent, the formula is loss upon CP into 100. Okay. These formulae we can use to find profit, loss, profit percent and loss percent. One more very important thing I am going to tell you, which you have to keep in your mind. Okay. The thing is, we always calculate profit or loss percentage on the cost price. Okay. So, profit or loss percentage is always calculated on the cost price. This thing we have to keep in our mind. Here you can see in profit percent and in loss percent, we are calculating both on cost price, on CP. Okay. Now children, I will tell you about increase or decrease as percent. Okay. Now these formulae also you will use to find percentage increase or percentage decrease in the next exercise. Here you see the formula to calculate percentage increase. For this we divide increase by original quantity. Okay, original quantity, or you can say initial amount. Okay, and then we multiply it by 100. Okay, and for percent decrease, for this formula is decrease upon original quantity into 100. Okay, so these two formulae will help you to calculate percentage increase and decrease percent. Okay, after this I will explain you some more formulae which you will use to solve this exercise. Okay. Now students, if you want to calculate SP and in the question you have got gain percent and CP. Okay, for that you will use this formula. SP is equals to 100 plus gain percent upon 100 into CP. Listen student, once again, if you want to calculate SP and you know gain percent and CP, then you can use this formula to calculate SP. Okay, formula is SP is equals to 100 plus gain percent upon 100 into CP. And suppose that in place of gain percent, if you know loss percent, then you know what? Then formula will be SP is equals to 100 minus loss percent, 100 minus loss percent upon 100 into CP. Okay, listen once again. If you want to calculate SP and in the question you have got loss percent and CP, then you can use this formula to calculate SP. Okay, now come on CP. If you know SP, okay, if you know SP and gain percent and you want to calculate CP, for that you will use this formula 100 upon 100 plus gain percent, okay, into SP. And if you have to calculate CP in the question and you have got loss percent and SP in the question, so what will you do? You will use this formula 100 upon 100 minus loss percent into SP. Okay. Now these formulae also you will use in the next exercise. Okay. So you have to learn all the formulae very carefully. After that your solution, this chapter will be very easy for you, and any problem will not come when you will solve any question of percentage. Now students, I will explain you about simple interest. Students, you must have heard about various loans offered by banks and other financial institutions for our different needs like education, buying a house, vehicles, etc. The term loan refers to a sum of money lent at interest. Just like a shopkeeper makes profit by selling an item at a price higher than that at which he bought it. Similarly, these banks and finance companies also make money by lending the money at interest. Okay. So, some related terms I am going to explain you now. The first term which I am going to explain you, that is principal. You see the spelling of principal here? Principal. Okay. Now, what is principal? Students, the money lent or borrowed is called the principal or sum. Okay. The money lent or borrowed, the money lent or borrowed is called the principal or sum. Okay. After this, you see what is interest. Interest. Students, the additional money paid by the borrower over principal. Okay. Additional money means extra money. Okay. The additional money paid by the borrower over principal, over this, is called interest. Okay. Here the additional money paid by the borrower over principal is called interest. Students, it is of two types. Okay, simple interest and compound interest. But this year, in this class, you will study about simple interest. In the next class, you will know about compound interest. Okay. After this, the next term comes amount. Amount. So students, what is amount? The total sum of money. Okay. including the principal and the interest, is called amount. The total sum of money including the principal and the interest is called amount. What is amount? The total sum of money including the principal and the interest is called amount. The sum of principal and interest is amount. Okay. For this, the formula is amount is equals to principal plus interest. Okay. Now children, after amount, I will tell you about rate of interest. Okay. The next thing is rate of interest. What is rate of interest? The fixed percentage at which interest is calculated for a certain period of time, usually on yearly basis, is called rate of interest. Okay. The fixed percentage at which interest is calculated for a certain period. For a certain period. Certain period means fixed time. Okay, for a certain period or time. Friends, certain means fixed. Okay, certain period or time, usually on yearly basis. Okay, is called rate of interest. When you will solve the question, then it will be more clear. Like it will come like this: 5% per annum or 2% per annum. Like this, you will get rate of interest. Students, here you will write usually. See, time period. What is time period? In simple interest, you see, the period for which the money is borrowed. Suppose that I have borrowed money for 2 years or 5 years or for 10 years. This is called time period. Okay. So the time period for which the money is borrowed or given is known as time period. Okay. The time period for which the money borrowed or given. Okay, money is borrowed or given is known as time period. Okay, and at last I will explain you about simple interest. Okay, simple interest. Students, what is simple interest now? See, the interest calculated uniformly on the original price throughout the loan period is called simple interest. Okay? The interest calculated uniformly on the original principal throughout the loan period is called simple interest. Okay, what is simple interest? The interest calculated uniformly on the original principal throughout the loan period is called simple interest. Period means I think you understood, for time period. Okay, so it is simple interest. Now students, I will explain you some formula which will help you to calculate principal, rate, time and simple interest. Okay, for this here we will assume, let principal be rupees P, okay, and rate of interest, okay, rate of interest be R%, here this is per annum, okay, and time, okay, and time be T years. Here we will assume these all terms. Let principal be rupees P, rate of interest be R% per annum and time be T years. Then students see simple interest. For simple interest we will write SI, okay, SI, and the formula will be, see very carefully, principal into rate into time upon 100, okay, and we will put the symbols here. For principal we will write P, okay, for rate we will write R. For time, we will write T upon 100. So formula is SI is equals to PRT upon 100. Okay. If we have to calculate SI, then we can use this formula. And suppose that if we know simple interest and we want to calculate principal, okay, then formula will be SI into 100 upon R into T. Like this also you can see. P is here only. 100 is in division. If you will write here, then it will come in multiplication. Then SI into 100. And here R into T will come in division. Okay. And for principal, formula will be SI into 100 upon RT. After this, children, if you want to calculate rate, okay, so formula will be R is equals to SI into 100 upon P into T. Okay, SI into 100 upon P into T. Okay, your principal will come in rupees. Okay, and this rate will come in percent per year. Okay, per annum. And after this, if you want to calculate T in any question, okay, and rate, simple interest and principal, then you know what your formula will be. Your formula will be SI into 100 upon P into R. Okay. So like this we can calculate simple interest, principal, rate and time. And for amount, I have already explained you a formula. For amount, you know the formula, which formula we have to use. For amount, we can use this formula, principal plus interest understood all the things which I have explained in this video. Students learn all the formulae, and that's all for today. In the next video, we will start next exercise. Thank you.